At least 13 people have died in floods in Argentina, where torrential rain displaced over 1,200 residents, left large areas without electricity, and destroyed roads and bridges.
아르헨티나에서 폭우로 인한 홍수로 지금까지 최소 13명의 사망자가 나왔습니다. 이번 비로 이재민은 1,200명 이상이 발생했으며 많은 지역에 전기가 끊기고 도로와 다리가 파괴된 것으로 전해졌습니다.
Yeah, so the brunt of this damage occurred in the southwestern part of the Buenos Aires province, a city called Bahia Blanca. It's a city with a population of just over 300,000, and they got more than 8 hours of non-stop rain there, 400 millimeters of it to be exact. And just to put it into perspective, the city normally in 1 year receives about 600, 650. So about 2/3 of their annual precipitation they received within this short time span. So you can imagine sort of the damage that they incurred.
Yeah. Well, the expression used here is torrential rain.
Yeah, torrential is usually used to describe something that's fluid or flowing, like
Yeah.
a liquid that's violent. A torrent is a violent or forceful flow of fluid. So if something's torrential, it's overflowing, such as rain.
Yeah, exactly. 그리고 보통 폭우라고 하는 거를 영어로 이렇게 torrential rain이라고 씁니다. torrential의 스펠링 알려드릴게요. T-O-R-R-E-N-T-I-A-L. So there's a double R in there. Torrential rain. 자, 그다음에 displaced. A lot of people were displaced.
Yeah, if something's displaced, it's removed from its original position or
Yeah.
place. And in the case of people, that means they have to leave their homes.
Yeah.
Right? They've been forced to flee because, in this case, because of a natural disaster.
Yeah. Grammatically, the way it's used here is that the rain displaced 1,200 people.
Right.
So you can use it either way in the passive or in the active voice.
Right.
But,
That's a good point. A lot
yeah.
of times because the subject are the people that were
Yeah.
displaced. So the people were displaced by these torrential rains.
그렇죠. 이제 거기에 살던 사람들이 더 이상 그 집에 들어갈 수 없는 상황이 된 것을 이제 쫓겨났다라는 표현으로 여기서 말하고 있는데요. The people were displaced. 여기서 뭐라 그랬냐면 the torrential rain displaced 1,200 residents. 그래서 이재민이 발생했다는 얘기거든요. 이거를 영어식으로는 거의 항상 날씨를 주어로 놓고 의인화하는 것처럼 비가 사람들을 이제 뭐 쫓아냈다 이런 식으로 표현하죠. 영어식으로는.
Right. This is the tricky part of English, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it depends on what you want to sort of put the emphasis
Emphasize,
on.
yeah.
So because the subject is always the emphasis. So
That's right.
if you want to say, how were the people displaced? The typhoon displaced the people. But if you want to say what happened after the typhoon, the people were displaced by the typhoon.
Great point.
Right.
자, displace가 이렇게 한 위치에서 다른 위치로 옮기게 됐을 때, 특히 이재민 발생했을 때는 뭐 X number of people were displaced,
Yeah.
or this displaced X number of people 이렇게 많이 씁니다.
And another example of displaced that's not used in this sort of weather phenomenon or natural disaster is in science. When you go into a bathtub, the water level rises, right? We call that displacing water. A floating object will displace water.
Who was the one that was in the tub and went Eureka or something? You know.
Newton?
I think it was someone else.
Einstein? I don't know.
Some Greek philosopher.
Okay.
I'll get to
Much
that.
longer ago. Okay.
Anyway.
But you get the idea.
Yes, exactly. 그럴 때도 쓰는 표현이군요. 물의 수위가 이렇게 욕조에서 올라갔을 때. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. At least 13 people have died in floods in Argentina, where torrential rain displaced over 1,200 residents, left large areas without electricity, and destroyed roads and bridges. All right, let's move on to the next headline.
An Australian tech company has unveiled the world's first biocomputer, a machine powered not by conventional silicon, but by human neurons grown in a laboratory.
호주의 한 스타트업이 세계 최초의 바이오 컴퓨터를 공개했습니다. 이 컴퓨터는 기존의 실리콘이 아니라 실험실에서 배양한 인간의 뇌신경 세포로 작동하는 것으로 알려졌습니다.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I had to do a little research on this. I'm not a biocomputing expert, but to be more precise, this is the first commercial biocomputer that's been released at a cost of about $35,000. But a biocomputer basically is a computer that's run not on conventional silicon chips, but are more they're a combination of these silicon chips with human-grown neurons.
Right.
And what the benefit of this is that they're more flexible and resilient, and it continuously grows and learns, adapting far faster and more efficiently than any current chip-based systems. So this is another breakthrough in technology.
It is, absolutely. Well, it's powered by human neurons.
So if something's powered by something, again, we have sort of the passive voice here. It's operated or driven by a specific sort of source of energy, right? Something's wind powered or solar powered. That means it's run by or given the force needed by either the sun or the wind.
Yeah, powered by A, 그러면 A에 의해서 움직인다. 이런 뜻이 되겠죠?
Right. Morning Special is powered by all our listeners and our fans.
Yeah, exactly. And if something's grown in a lab, what does that mean?
Yeah, another way to say this is something is lab grown,
Yeah.
which means it's been created or developed in a laboratory or basically a scientific environment. It's not naturally occurring.
실험실에서 만들어졌다, 배양됐다. 그래서 이거를 lab grown이라고 해도 되고요. grown in a lab 해도 되는데, 자, 이 실험실이라는 단어가 북미권에서 발음하는 거랑 영국에서 발음하는 게 조금 달라요. 선생님은 어떻게 발음하시죠?
Laboratory.
네, 북미권 발음이고요. laboratory, four syllables.
Four syllables, yes.
영국에서는 laboratory라고 합니다. laboratory. 그래도 four syllables이긴 하네요.
So you say tree.
laboratory.
Laboratory.
Yeah.
Not laboratory.
Not laboratory or however you say it. How
Or
do you say it?
Laboratory.
Laboratory.
But it's not laboratory?
No.
Oh, so the last syllable is laboratory. Okay.
Laboratory. Yeah, I guess you could say laboratory, but most people will say laboratory.
Sure.
The stress is different, I think.
Lab-grown diamonds are a big thing these days.
Yeah,
they're almost
sure.
they're grown in a lab. They're synthetic, right? Another word I want to point out from our headline today is silicon, and this is a word that's often confused for native speakers as well, because silicon, silicon, is a natural element. And it could be pronounced silicon or silicon, like Silicon Valley, the area in California.
Sure.
But there's another word there. If you add an E there, it's silicone.
Is
which
that a different word?
It's a different word. It's a
okay.
synthetic material. So silicon is natural. Silicone is a synthetic material, and you can use it in a lot of medical products, like gels use silicone. So there is a difference in that.
아하, 그랬군요. 자, 실리콘에 또 이렇게 다른 스펠링과 다른 의미까지 짚어주셨습니다. 다시 한번 제가 헤드라인 읽어볼게요. An Australian tech company has unveiled the world's first biocomputer, a machine powered not by conventional silicon, but by human neurons grown in a laboratory. Let's move on to the next headline.
A study has revealed that mice perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on a fallen companion by clearing its airways and pulling its tongue out before biting around its mouth in a behavior that resembles human CPR.
쥐가 쓰러진 동료를 대상으로 구강대 구강소생술을 실시한다는 연구 결과가 나왔습니다. 이에 따르면 쥐는 쓰러진 상대의 기도를 확보하고 혀를 잡아당기다가 입 주변을 물어뜯는 등 인간의 심폐소생술과 유사한 행동을 보인 것으로 나타났습니다.
Yeah, so in addition, these mice, what they would do, they would lick their companion or groom their dead rodent, I suppose. And what scientists are saying is they also release these oxytocin hormones needed for this social bonding, and the attempt to sort of try to revive their companion was more intense if they actually knew each other. So
Right.
you're seeing these sort of social bonding behaviors, which were normally often seen in sort of more high IQ organisms like elephants, dolphins, and chimpanzees, but even mice are doing that. So it's not really a learned behavior, but more instinctual, scientists are saying. So
그렇군요.
pretty interesting here.
본능적으로 instinctual behavior, 본능적인 행동인데 이게 우리가 하는 심폐소생술과 굉장히 비슷하다는 거죠. 다른 쥐가 쓰러진 걸 보면은 이런 CPR 비슷한 행동을 한답니다. 자, 여기서 CPR가 뭔지 그거부터 좀 얘기를 할까요?
Yeah.
헤드라인 안에도 resuscitation이란 단어가 들어갔는데 R가 resuscitation이죠?
Yes, and the CP is cardiopulmonary, which pulmonary means relating to the heart, right? And cardio would be the active part of it, circulation.
Okay.
So cardiopulmonary resuscitation. If you resuscitate something, you're trying to revive it or
Yeah.
bring it back to life.
That's right. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. 이거를 이제 줄여서 CPR이라고 하고요. 이게 워낙 긴 단어이기 때문에 이걸 그냥 그대로 쓰는 경우들은 많이 못 들을 거예요, 아마.
Have
근데
you learned-
CPR는 많이 쓰죠.
Have you learned CPR? Have you been trained in
I
it?
have actually, yeah. They say, what's the song?
Staying Alive.
Staying Alive.
Yes.
Yes. Staying Alive is the song you should think of when you're doing CPR. So,
Yeah. The rhythm, right?
Staying Alive. 이런 박자로 하는 게 좋다고 영어에서는 이렇게 배웠는데 우리식으로 하면 어떤 노래가 있을까요?
I heard the Rosé song, Apata, is actually a good. It's the same BPM.
아파트.
Yeah.
요 박자에 맞춰서 심폐소생.
I believe so.
그럴 수
Yeah.
있겠네요. 네. 하여튼 영어권에서는 보통 CPR 가르칠 때 그 cardio 부분이 이제 심장이란 뜻이고
Yeah, I misspoke
pulmonary가
earlier.
pulmonary가 이제 폐에 관련된 거라서 심폐소생술 cardiopulmonary resuscitation이라고 하는데
Right.
그 Staying Alive 노래를 이제 참고하라고 하거든요. 그 노래는 다 알잖아요. 우리 따따따따 Staying Alive. 그래서 요 박자에 맞춰서 하라고 합니다. 그러면은 딱 맞는다고 해요.
Yeah.
꽤 힘도 좀 줘야 되죠.
Yeah, you have to go actually pretty strong. It's
very
the force, the
strong.
force that you
맞아요.
have
힘
to
좀 줘야
conduct.
돼요.
And
맞아.
and again, CPR is not something that's used to bring someone to life, but actually just to keep them breathing or resuscitate them until emergency responders come. So it's an initial sort of reaction that you should do or response that you should do before the experts come and do it.
맞아요. 이 resuscitation이라는 단어는 그래도 비교적 많이 쓰이니까 이건 알아두시는 게 좋아요. 그래서 다시 살아나게 한다, 소생하게 한다, resuscitate,
Yeah.
resuscitation.
And the cardio, we hear this a lot. Cardiovascular disease would be diseases related to the heart, but oftentimes in just conversation,
In
we
the
say
gym.
in the gym,
Yeah.
they say, "Oh, I did some cardio today."
유산소 운동.
Exactly.
이거를
So,
영어로는 I did some cardio, 이렇게 말해요.
Right. It could
예.
be running, sort of any sustained sort of exercise.
그렇습니다. 영어식으로는 그렇게 얘기를 하고 자, behavior는 뭐 행동이라는 뜻이겠죠?
It's your action or your attitude, how you conduct yourself. And the spelling in North America is BEHAVIOR. In Canada, it's OUR.
Yeah, same in the UK. 네, U 하나를 추가합니다. 보통 영연방 국가들은. 그래서 스펠링만 좀 달라지지만 발음은 똑같아요. 행동, 태도 다 되겠죠? 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. A study has revealed that mice perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on a fallen companion by clearing its airways and pulling its tongue out before biting around its mouth in a behavior that resembles human CPR. All right, well, that's it for our 5 headlines with Shane.